Hi everyone. Today's lesson is about a character named Juan Bobo. This is a fiction reading. This is similar to what you do in Reading Journeys class. We're going to look at techniques of reading fiction, discussing fiction, analyzing fiction, and we're going to do it with the little fella named Juan Bobo. Have you ever heard of him? I know a couple people have. He's actually, if you research Puerto Rican history, he goes back about 200 years at least. And if you research world history, you find very similar stories up to Juan Bobo's in Africa and other continents completely. Not even countries, continents. So he's a very distinct little Puerto Rican fella. He is a Jibaro. He lives out in the countryside. Some of you may know the stories. Some of them involve pigs. Him taking pigs to church, him making pigs pretty to sell, stuff like that. This is something I'd like to discuss in live class, what a hero should be. He's the hero of his stories, but yeah, he's not a conventional hero. You don't see him out there with a lightsaber or anything like that. Sorry, I'm going to change this light. That's better. Now I don't look like I'm super pale. So one thing we'll also talk about in the live class, what are some things that people from Puerto Rico know about? Because a lot of Pennsylvanians, they say, oh look, a coquí. Oh, what? Or piraguas. They don't taste the same in Pennsylvania. You can get the same ingredients, shave the ice the same way. It's just not the same somehow. A little bit different. So what we're going to read a traditional story, discuss the elements of the story, the points, and what we can learn from it, and how visual aids can help us. So this story is going to involve food. Hope you ate lunch before watching this video. So we're going to talk about empanadas a bit. Also, I love flan myself. But one thing in particular is this chicken soup. Yeah, sopa de pollo y arroz. A little bit of both. Chicken, rice, that's going to be a part of our story. Our story begins on this little island. Never heard of it before. There's a boy named Juan Bobo. So he has a huge, good adjective there, full of love, huge heart. But his head, nah, he doesn't use his heart to make decisions. His head's not as full as his heart is. You know, his cabeza, well, not so good. So one day, Juan Bobo's mother, easy vocabulary word here, invited. Hey, come on over, guys. She wants to make a nice big chicken soup. She has the chicken. No, let's kind of change this to a bowl, pot. Nice big pot of. There we go. She has the chicken. She has the rice. She doesn't have the pot. Uh-oh. Juan Bobo! Go to your grandmother's house and borrow her pot so I can make some soup. Okay. So, some questions? Yeah, we're going to talk about what that means about Juan Bobo. Actually, I want to get rid of that picture. Sorry. Okay. So, the plot. What happens in a story? A story's plot. Why people do the things they do. Invite. Hey, come on. Let's do something. Now, you know this is prediction. This is a reading strategy. You know it's not going to be this easy. You know Juan Bobo's not just going to walk up the hill, bring it back, and we're done in 2 slides. Something's going to happen. Anybody believe there's conflict coming? Someone's going to fight someone or something. All stories have that. That's going to be our plot. Let's look at it. So Juan Bobo loved chicken soup, so he's happy to help. Runs outside to the hill, to his grandmother's house, and he sees this big 3-legged iron pot like this one. Gets to the house, goes straight to where he's keeping it. Thank you, grandmother. Uh-oh. Home wasn't far, but the pot's heavy. The day is hot. You know how it gets in Puerto Rico in the summer. So does Juan Bobo. So he's sweating, his shoulders hurt, his feet are sore. I think I'll rest a while. So he puts the pot on the ground. Whoa, suddenly, wait, this pot has 3 legs. I have 2 legs. So sore body part hurts a lot. If something happens suddenly, very quickly, or been caught in a sudden rainstorm, I have, you get wet. Pot is heavy. He's got a long way to go. Pot's got 3 legs. He's got 2. What you gonna do, Juan Bobo? Hey, you have 3 legs. I have 2. Why should I carry you? So obviously it makes no sense for a pot walking on its own, but Juan Bobo is not very smart. That's what we're trying to say earlier. He's not a smart guy. So he looks at the pot. You lazy pot! Why don't you come home on your own? Come, we'll race! And since I have just 2 legs, I'm going first. The pot doesn't move. It's a pot. What do you think it's gonna do? Just sits there. It's easy. House is just downhill. So he goes running down. He gets there. Did I get here first? What are you talking about? Where's your grandmother's pot? Mom, that pot's got 3 legs. I got 2. He said we'd race. Oh, Juan Bobo, don't you know pots can't walk on their own? You go back and you get that pot right now, or you get no soup at all. Juan Bobo's mad at his mom. He wants that soup. So he runs back up the hill. Pot's right where he left it. What kind of lazy pot are you? Now I'm in trouble with my mother, and I may not have dinner tonight. You have 1 more chance. Get going down the hill. Pot does nothing. 1 more chance, he warned. Warned, that's one of our vocabulary words. We'll look at in a second. Pot, of course, didn't move. It's a pot. So you warned someone. Uh-oh, something's bad's going to happen. Here's what you should do. So what do you think of Juan Bobo at this point? Let's just wrap this up. So he loses temper. He kicks the pot. Goes down. I should take that out there. Sorry. So he does get to the house. He eats the soup. When it comes time to take it back, he says, well, I feel better now. Had that soup. I know it's got 3 legs, but that soup was working hard all night. I'll carry it back. And he said, next time you'll walk back home on your own, my friend. So we'll talk about this. One thing that happens a lot too in some versions of the story, when Juan Bobo kicks the pot, he breaks it. We'll talk about which is better. Talk about losing your temper. If something tips, it falls over. And the setting where a story happens will be different if we're here in Pennsylvania. So some vocabulary. These will show up on the activity below. They'll also show up in class. And also in the activities. And Juan Bobo's got a monobrow. Look at that. Both together. So, any questions? Come to the live class or just let me know. Adios. I will see you later. Goodbye.